Les Manley, Lost in L.A. This was released in 1991. It was sequel to Search for the King. And in all honesty, it's not a big improvement. This was done more in a point and click style than the first, because the first one was more of a parser adventure where you have to type in things. This was done more as point and click. And it still used the beyond the moon logic. I mean, the logic goes to Pluto. And and what could have been a good graphical move, you have actually photos of people digitized in. And with the hand-drawn look of everything, it is remarkably jarring. I mean, watching the characters talk is scary. Ugh. And of course, they do try and follow with, making this their Clade made this their answer to Leisure Suit Larry. This didn't help. I mean, the story that they used, it's not even good enough to be a B movie plot. This is just bleh. It's convoluted. Of course, it matches with the logic of the game, I swear. The story opens with a message, like a phone call between Helmet Bean, world's smallest man, and Les Manley. Helmet's become a big name in Hollywood. I mean, why hire full-size stuntmen when you can build a miniature for the scene and have Helmet do it? Yeah, well, he's at his home in L.A. with his current girlfriend, LaFonda. Uh, and he gets off the phone because the dog is barking, and he ends up kidnapped along with her. And you next see them in. Now, she's, of course, swimming in the pool naked. Digitized photos does not helps convey this, but it's not as like you can make out certain details. We then have a cutscene to see LaFauna strapped down to the table in the lair of the bad guy, and we do not know what's going on. So Les Manley heads out to L.A. A stylized test sequence, or title sequence, if you even want to call it that. And then he must move around the areas, gathering clues to where to go next on a map that really does not give much includes of where you should go next. And you have to get items. And again, moon freaking logic. No, beyond the moon freaking logic. Like, in order to... You're going to need something at a later time, but you have to get it off. You need bird poo at a certain time, so you have to get it off a car. Using the only thing you could use to get it off the car, a damn credit card. Why? Because it's thin enough to scrape it off. Jesus freaking Christ. Oh, and that credit card comes in handy later. So as Les is moving around the areas, getting what he needs to advance, which is another case of superb beyond the moon logic, he gets everything he's going to need to hack into the LAPD database to find out what's going on, because someone high up and controls things has made sure they're not looking into it. Well, that bastard. And of course, when you find out, and how does he hack in? Well, first he needs a computer, so he gets a laptop from a pawn shop. Don't ask how he gets it. He needs a boot disk. And how does he get that? Well, apparently 2 of the ladies at the Mud Club are actually college girls who are learning computer technology. This is about the most realistic I swear this game gets. Where a college girl is working at a strip club or a gentleman's club to earn her way through college. I mean, after you go there, he wakes up in bed with both of them. And just so you know, he's less manly. He still has his tie on, his bow tie. Honestly, who the wears a bow tie to bed? I mean, if they got down to it, that's... So many people will rip that off. So many, you see all those scenes from those, romance movies and all that. It's like, whoop, one tug of the tie, it's undone and thrown off. Honestly, who the does that? So he hacks in and he gets 2 suspects. One is actually Helmut's former girlfriend, whose name is an obvious play on Madonna. Well, she was big in the 90s. And she's still big today, I think. Though she's probably not performing as much anymore. Anyhow. So Les somehow gets himself invited to a party because when he went to speak to this Madonna clone, loose parody, he goes through what turns out to be a very meta scene involving a horror movie. But he ends up sort of camera bombing. So he's becoming the next big thing. I roll my eyes. So, he goes through the hoops to get in because 2 of his... And he meets with the producer, this producer, and gets invited to the party because Les Manley in Search for the King looks like a great great movie idea. Not really. Well, maybe. Great comedy movie, maybe. Maybe with Pee Wee Herman playing Les Manley, that would make it funnier. But I think actually, if Uwe Boll would have ever done a Les Manley movie, it actually might have been a good thing. You can't. I mean, I don't think it's possible to make it worse. But anyhow, he goes to the party and confronts his main two suspects, who end up trading, insulting each other, and finally, Les gets an idea that it's the Madonna wannabe, or the Madonna clone, Madonna farce, whatever. And then he sees her get kidnapped by two airheads. They were your stereotypical airheads. They looked like the stereotypical blonde bimbo, who was actually hanging around with the other suspect when Les met them before at the restaurant. Turns out they're his hench bimbos because they kidnapped the Madonna farce. She gets the treatment done to her. Les follows them to the Wax Museum. Yep, the Wax Museum, where he finds Helmut Bean. And I swear, this is where some of the Beyond the Moon logic really pops in. I mean, it's your typical wax museum. Except somehow it manages to have some other things in there that just don't make sense. I mean, a figure of the xenomorph, wax figure, that's actually drooling real dangerous acid. And get this, we've got a sword that we'll need to grab, an actual sword. Oh, and they have a torch in there. An open flame in a wax museum. Open flame. Burning. Wax museum. Which you must grab and put next to Helmut. Because he's not made of wax. He's the real Helmut Bean encased in this clear wax substance. Of course, once you do that and take a good look at Helmut and discover, yes, this is Helmut, he must be encased in some wax, the bimbos show up, capture you. They're not blonde bimbos, they're zombie blonde bimbos. And you find that the, quote, film producer, who is also the talent agent, who is also the plastic surgeon, who is also this madman who got disfigured in a wax-related accident. He's the mastermind behind all this. Yeah. This is not even... This is an Ed Wood-style movie. And I swear, maybe even Ed Wood could have made this better than this. So, of course, with Les captured, with the torch by Helmut, he can break free and then make his way to getting to where the lair is, helping Les get free. And then Les must defeat the bimbos. by using a discount store credit card. Because supermodels wouldn't be shopping at Kmart. Oh, man, it's painful. And then, of course, you must cover your ear, get your ears covered, and Helmet Bean and Les managed to take care of our villain and look out on LA. And yeah, they'll stay in LA for a while because they love LA. And that's the end of it. It's a lackluster ending. And I only played it because I played the first one, and you gotta play the series. I mean, this could have probably had potential, but this is a prime example of putting the money in the wrong places. Probably wasn't worth the price it was then. Probably isn't even worth the price they're asking now for it. I mean, if you buy the whole series on sale, well, just think of you buy them both on sale. Just think of it. The money you're spending on both is probably more than enough for the first one. I mean, knowing what I know now, I can safely tell you that if it's free, if this title gets offered for free, that's too much. If they offer to pay you $1,000 to play it, it's not enough. If they offer you a 9-digit figure, that's enough to play 30 seconds of it. To be honest, it is a lackluster follow-up. Not even a lackluster follow-up to a lackluster game. And that's all I'm going to say on it for now, because next retrospective I'm going to talk about the series as a whole. Yeah, shouldn't even be as long as this video when you come to think of it. Thank you for listening to me gripe about Les Manley Lost in LA. I hope you've gotten some laughs out of this. It's probably been more than you'll get out of the game if you ever play it, which I actually don't recommend you do unless you're really a masochist and you really did like the Les Manley games. I'm sure if you like the Les Manley games, this will seem like a joy to play. And you probably disagree with how I put it on this game. And that's my 2 cents on it. Thank you for listening, if you still are, as another personality on YouTube would say. And I hope you enjoy this. I hope you check out all my other videos I have up on the channel. I have playthrough stuff that goes up every day at 3 p.m. and other stuff that premieres at 10 a.m. like this one. And until next time, bye all.